Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, aka just Casper. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys, could all please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. Also, of course, if any of the information in this video is valuable to you, useful to you, and you guys do want to see a lot more, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. You guys will not regret it, and I do greatly appreciate that. So overall, with today's rise in Bitcoin's price, I'm not too dead set on it, to be honest with you guys. I've discussed this in my last few videos from today. Of course, if we do break over some numbers, I will get a little bit happy. But I have been watching a lot of my altcoin holdings, not religiously, if you guys will, but I have been watching them closely, and the reason why is because I'm looking to accumulate a little bit more if we do go down a little bit lower. My buy point on Casper is around the 11th centile range, down to about 10 cents in general. I'm waiting for that to actually be targeted. Of course, in right now, currently, trading volume is up about, actually no, it's down now, 7%, sorry. But overall, I'm not too worried about Casper's price right now. I think that it's really kind of boiling up a little bit. If we're talking about where we are now compared to just a month or two ago, maybe even a little bit 3 months ago, we are at some fairly good levels. I mean, we're not anywhere really at a loss structure point. If we do go down to like 9 cents, I'd be a little bit concerned, but I know a lot of individuals are actually waiting for 9 cents, but I'm looking to buy out around the 702, which is like about 10.5 cents almost. It's like 10.72 to around the point where we're at almost now. So I'm not too concerned on the price action at all. Yes, I would love to see a lot more volume and stuff, but besides that, I'm not really concerned here. I think that we're coiling up for the next major move. Of course, we have to wait to see what happens with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is pretty much the wings of redemption currently in terms of this entire market. So we have to really kind of keep a close eye on Bitcoin. And of course, talking about Bitcoin, we could definitely go check out the Bitcoin price chart for Casper as well. So here we have it. We are still pretty much around the range that I've pretty much been watching closely for. RSI looks a little bit stronger here. Volume still diminishing, so not too strong. But in terms of some appreciation and where we were, like I said, going back to November, we're at a pretty strong level, to be honest. So I'm not too concerned at all on Casper currently. Also, I do want to give a big shout out to Casper Market on Twitter. Casper Price Chat, sorry, is their on Twitter. I want you guys to go definitely check them out if you are a Casper, holder, hodler, whatever, because they're doing daily updates on the structure of Casper, and essentially they see the same thing that I am pretty much saying. Casper has decided it's a stable coin. Casper back in its historic accumulation zone, 11 cents to 13.5 cents. Super oversold now on the high time frames. Casper waiting for Spark to ignite the next run. Casper Network ecosystem is set to expand with dApps launching, increasing buy pressure, and that's pretty much what I'm watching as well. Of course, you can pretty much see the graph here. We are coiling up a little bit, hoping for this trend line to actually hold, and I'm waiting for us to really kind of break over some key resistance points. But like I said, definitely go check out Casper Price Chat on Twitter. They're doing pretty much daily Casper updates, and I think that that's great to see. I'm not going to always be able to do daily updates on Casper, so definitely go check them out if you guys haven't already. Also, Casper Network pretty much reminding us today that a Crosschain Future is sooner than you think. Read about how Ethereum Network is building bridges to Polygon, Ethereum, and BSC for a truly decentralized blockchain future with Casper. Okay, and I don't need to remind you guys about this. I actually think I talked to you guys a little bit about Ethereum Network, but it looks like they are pretty much building out bridges for, of course, greater liquidity, access for DeFi ecosystems, expanding the possibilities for decentralized experiences such as NFTs, gaming, and even the metaverse. So we see that they are getting into a lot more use cases here. And also, in terms of Web3 with DevXDAO, which we already talked about on this channel, this is going to get very interesting very, very fast. In terms of Ethereum Network, you can pretty much read all about it here if you guys want to. But I just think that this is great in terms of really kind of bridging the gap between Casper and many other blockchain technologies for, first off, one, interoperability, but also being able to access the suite of development, dApps and stuff like that on Casper. I think that that's great to see, and we even see that being recognized down here. Where is it? So pretty much down here, yeah. Basically, you'll be able to get, access to build enterprise-grade decentralized applications or dApps. The integration of Ethereum's token bridge opens up new opportunities in DeFi and the metaverse, bringing their true vision to or so much closer to reality. So I think that this is awesome, and in terms of Web3 developers, they really are going to have a field day with Casper because it's really a developer and enterprise-grade network that's really focused on, incentivizing those individuals greatly. So I think that this is awesome, and of course, it is also incentivizing those who are hodlers too by giving you guys that solid percentage APY to stake. You guys could go stake on Ghost Staking. Check them out on Twitter as well. But we also see Ethereum Competitors Part 3. We are seeing, Casper making some, ways around. We do see it's coming in, let's see, 6th place here. A little bit behind new, Digibyte and stuff like that. So overall, I'm not really too concerned on these charts, but I do think that it's great to see Casper still making its ways around, especially above a few other assets that I've seen in the past on, Twitter and stuff mentioned. I'm pretty sure that NewCypher is actually in like a downward trend since its massive breakout event, but look at the market cap here. I mean, honestly, we are still very early in terms of where we are now compared to even like the #1 market cap holder. So I think that that's awesome to see. But I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about some Ethereum news. So we do see here January 6th, Ethereum dominates among developers, but competitors are growing faster. Total monthly active developers measured hit a record high of more than 18,000. But Ethereum retains the largest number of them. I think that this is also interesting to note. But of course, Ethereum competitors are growing faster and faster, and we do see them only mentioning a few names here. Like, I'm surprised that Casper's not even mentioned. Like, this tells me that once we do get to the point where Casper starts to get mentioned, and a lot more people know about Casper, it's going to be like the end game. Like, it's so funny to me. Like, me personally, when I'm investing into something, like when I first got into Casper, which was back here, I should say, like it was like right before this spike back here. I think it was like actually around like the beginning of October. So it was like around this, spike here. I was like buying at like 9 to 10 cents. And I accumulated even up here in like the 10 to 12 cent range. So pretty much the range that we're at now. And I just felt confident with it because I didn't see anything being mentioned in terms of Casper. Like, not a lot of people knew about what Casper was doing, who Casper is, and I still don't think people realize the power behind Casper, and I think that that is so incredible to see. I know that it's not good for, price appreciation and for a lot more individuals to be, demanding to buy it, but it's great for somebody who's trying to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate before it really does take off. Like, I honestly thought that this was it. Like, I thought that this was the takeoff event, but then I seen the trading volume, and I was like, all right, yeah, we're coming back down. But this was like the time to really kind of be like, all right, well, we know the potential of this asset, and we know how fast it can move, so we probably want to accumulate this as much as possible once it goes into its accumulation zone, which we are pretty much at. So, in general, I think that we're going to see Casper being mentioned a lot more in articles similar to this, and I look forward to those days. Also, we do see WiseKey to generate the first ever NFT from space with the launch of WiseSat on SpaceX Transporter 3 rideshare mission riding aboard of a Falcon 9 on January 13th. We are seeing this happening today, guys. This is pretty big. I think that this is exciting as well. I've always said, Casper to the moon, but now we're pretty much seeing that literally here. I think that that is funny to say the least. And of course, we're seeing, some SpaceX NFTs essentially being minted on, of course, Wise Art. The funny thing about this is, first off, we look into this, and WiseKey actually filed a patent application that ensures the provenance, authenticity, persistence, and long-term value of NFTs minted on blockchains using this method. So this is patent technology. That's awesome. Okay? That's incredible to say the least, and we know NFTs are growing and growing in demand, and we know that Wise Art is pretty much partnered with Casper. You guys can pretty much see the partner up here. You can just go to partners. We know that this is pretty much built within the Casper ecosystem, and of course Polygon is a bridge. I think that this is awesome to say the least, and just so you guys know, we even see here just confirmation that they are working together on this. You guys can pretty much read all about it in terms of their NFT marketplace, Wise Art. But in general, I think that this is awesome. And also the marketplace for WiseArt is very interesting. Like they have a ton of great projects, but I think that this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to really look at and be like, wow, that's awesome to say the least. Also, real quick, we do see yet another update coming. Now, I got tagged in this video, so shout out to Ronte on Twitter. I hope that I said that name right. But listen closely to what we're hearing here. Coming to Casper very soon.
All that stuff has been being built out. However, and that's the reason I wasn't able to give an update until today. But I just had a meeting with the Casper side of things, and it seems like this month is the month where things are going to happen. So as early as next week, the internal Wise team will be able to test and use out the UI and the DEX Wise swap on testnet. And then shortly afterwards, most likely by the end of this month, we will have that DEX Y swap live for people to be able to use on the Casper network. So the Y swap DEX is, of course, the first piece of the Wise ecosystem on Casper. And then shortly after that, so we're talking end of January or early February, is potentially the time that we could start the 50-day auction for Casper for the WiseR token. So bringing you up to speed.
So a ton of updates are going to be happening on Casper, and just so you guys know, no, this is not the same Wise as Wise Key and stuff. This is actually Wise token. I know it's kind of confusing. I get it. Trust me, I understand. But this is actually fairly cool as well. Because there's actually going to be a lot of use cases within this in general. So first off, they did mention the decentralized exchange, but there's also going to be other stuff in terms of like even NFTs and stuff. You can pretty much see some of their products here. They have a staking app, a lending app, a liquidity and stuff like that. I think that this is awesome. I think that a lot of these use cases are going to provide a lot of value to the overall network of Casper. And I'm actually very excited for a lot more of these projects to go live. I think that we're going to see a lot more projects in this year, and I think that we're going to see a lot more updates within this year as well for Casper, including a lot more price appreciation, to be honest. Now, of course, to wrap up the video, let's talk about some price appreciation, and let's talk about where my mind is on, Casper and where we could pretty much head to. So, I believe that this is going to be a top 30 coin at least. If we get there, of course, that is an 18x. We'd be at around $2.30. I think that that's bare minimum. If we hit into like the 20s area, like near, if we have near's market cap, this is going to give us some price appreciation of about 29x, aka almost $4. I've said that this is a $4 to $7 asset. We got to talk about the fact that these are not at their all-time highs at all, like these assets I'm talking about. So please bear in mind that, at all-time highs, this would be a lot different. If we even get to the top 10, like that would be absolutely ridiculous. Like I think that would be crazy to say the least. But that would hit my high tier numbers, which of course I'm not dead set on those being 100% realistic. So in general, I think that Casper is going to have a very fun year. I'm going to be excited to really kind of watch this unfold. Of course, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, as it does help the channel grow immensely. And of course, if you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.